who wrote him March 21st, 1854. Your last pastoral letter, higher priest and soul possessor, brought peace and calmness to your poor flock. So Marx, in his Communist Manifesto, clearly espoused the elimination of all religions. Georgy Marashenko, who made an in-depth study of Marx's life, writes the following, and I quote, "We should assume satanic cults were included here too, but his wife addresses him as a higher priest. But of what religion? The only faith confessed in Europe where a higher priest is present is Satanism. So what kind of pastoral letters could a man write who was known as an atheist? What are those letters?" And then he observes these are periods of Marx's life that remain unexplored. Then Marashenko comments, Marx died in desperation, as all Satanists die. He wrote to Engels on March 21st, 1883, these words, "How purposeless and empty life is, but how desired." There's a mystery in Lenin's life as well. Here's what he wrote about the Soviet state following the Bolshevik Revolution. "The state is in our hands. And did it act according to the new economic policy as we desired?" Now here's Vladimir Lenin. "No, it didn't. We don't want to admit the following. It acted not as we desired. So how did it act?" And then he says these strange words. "The machine jumped out of our hands as if another person controlled it. And the machine didn't go to the place where we directed it, but it went to the place that someone else directed." In other words, this whole new philosophy of communism that they came up with to bring in their own style of millennium, supposedly, got out of their hands. They lost control of it. So what were those mysterious forces that overcame the Bolshevik leaders' plans? The Bolshevik leaders gave life to a force, hoping to control it, but it appeared to be more terrible than they expected. Could this have been satanic? Marashenko asks. Marashenko says he does not pretend to have found the perfect evidence linking Marx to a satanic cult, but believes the information he has uncovered points to such a conclusion. He writes that Marx was really happy over Charles Darwin's book, Origin of Species, because it was one more reason for man to forget his godly origin and destiny. Interesting. In our Alpha Mega Conference this year, we have Dr. Randy Galuza coming back along with John Feinberg and Dan Biddle and David Gunn. The whole creationist movement was birthed by Henry Morris to counter what Charles Darwin wrote in that Origin of Species. And they weren't the only ones. I told you last time about my experience as a student teacher at Huntington Park High School, when I was supposedly forced to say through a movie to my students that now all scientists believe evolution to be a fact. I didn't believe that, so I asked my master teacher if I could bring an alternative viewpoint, and I did. And the chair of that Department of Science at Huntington Park High School, incidentally, where my mother graduated, I was born there, he was furious because I had had the chutzpah to present another viewpoint that differed from Charles Darwin. But I gave him an entomologist paper that he had written and that just In fact, it was in the centennial edition of Darwin's Origin of Species. It was the introduction to it. The 100-year celebration of Charles Darwin, and this was in the front of it, and it refuted Darwin's ideas by this entomologist from Canada. I still have that somewhere. Well, since Satan was unable to pull down God's throne, his strategy was to make men valueless, which evolution certainly does. Merely the slave of his stomach and the descendant of an animal. Also, Sigmund Freud came on the scene and aided the work of these two satanic giants by advancing humanistic psychology and reducing human beings, the Bible says, were created in the image of God, to nothing more than base sexual instincts. And you see the result of that influence today on college campuses across the country, where all types of sexual deviation now are being celebrated and defended, even by people who should know better. Marashenko offers one more important piece of evidence when he says he's saved for last, involving the mention of Satan's throne in Revelation 2, verse 13. I know where you dwell, where Satan's throne is, and you hold fast my name, and did not deny my faith, even in the days of Antipas, my witness, my faithful one, who was killed among you, where Satan dwells. 2 times he refers to this throne. Interesting. David Johnson, in his book, The Clash of Ideologies, describes this throne at Pergamus. And I quote, the altar of Zeus at Pergamum was famous for its elaborate frieze. It was a great chair or throne 40 feet high, and any citizen could look up there at any time and see what Jesus called Satan's throne. The city became such a center of pagan worship, it seemed to be the very center of evil. In the 1880s, and when he wrote this, it was 130 years ago, now it's longer, a German archaeologist working in the city of Pergamum removed that throne, that Satan's seat, from the hillside and took it to Europe. And today, it is visible yet in the Pergamum Museum in the city of East Berlin, which of course has changed too. The wall came down under Reagan. If that has anything to do with the rise of Hitler and the Nazis, I leave it to you to judge. But East Berlin is also where Hitler's headquarters were located. The Swedish paper, Svenska Dagbladet, reported in January 27, 1848, that after capturing Berlin, get this now, the Soviet army removed the satanic altar and took it to Moscow. However, the altar did not appear in the museum for some time. So Marashenko in his article asked this question, why was it necessary to move the original satanic altar to Moscow? And here's what he writes in answer, along with another interesting fact. I mentioned earlier that some higher leaders of the Soviet hierarchy practiced satanic rituals. Possibly they wanted to keep the altar of Pergamus for their personal usage. There are many dark spots here. Even fragments of such precious archaeological rarities don't disappear. They kind of stick around. And you find out evidence from archaeology about what really happened back then. Architect Alexei Shushev, who built Lenin's tomb, took the Pergamus altar as the project prototype. It is a known fact that Shushev received all the needed information from archaeologist Frederick Paulson. Satan's altar of Pergamus was only one of a kind. And so he asked the question, why did Christ twice point to it? Was it perhaps to play a leading role in future satanic schemes? Were his words actually prophetic? Could be. Here's a picture of the altar of Zeus at Pergamum, Satan's throne. How it used to be. the hillside in Pergamon where the altar of Zeus was located, overlooking the whole city of Pergamon. Now, we get to Lenin's mausoleum and his tomb. There's a similarity there between that and Satan's throne. Well, what are some biblical warnings we have of what's to take place in the latter days? Jesus, in talking about the last days, warned, "And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if possible, they shall deceive the very elect." And we're seeing that today, with so many false churches and false prophets saying what they want the Bible to say, not having knowledge sufficient to exegete the Scripture or properly interpret it. And then 1 Timothy 4, you know that probably, but chapter 4, verses 1 through 2 and 6. Now the Spirit speaks expressly that in the latter days, or latter times, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. If thou put the brethren in remembrance of these things, thou shalt be a good minister of Jesus Christ, nourished up in the words of faith and of sound doctrine, whereunto thou hast attained. That's what Paul told Timothy, his son of the faith. Now, what are the ideologies we battle against with sound doctrine? Well, communism is one. We've explained the origin of communism. Very influential was the Communist Manifesto that Karl Marx wrote in 1848, which makes the government, or the state, God, replaces God with the government. That's what they want to do. And we have forces today in our country that are trying to do that very thing. The first book by Marx, he wrote, remember, was Unity of Believers in Christ according to the Gospel of John 15, 1 through 14. Unity's meaning, unconditional necessity, and influence. Of course, he forsook that not long after when he gave his soul to the devil. Later in his youth, Marx did not apply the doctrine he had learned in his youth. In this poem he wrote, I just quoted previously, I have lost heaven, and know that for sure, my soul once faithful to God, now is destined for hell. People, this is the man people idolize in our institutions of higher education, particularly the Ivy League colleges now that were founded on scriptural principles originally to spread the gospel of the New World. Ironic, isn't it? That's how far we've come. Karl Marx wrote a drama called Ulanim. Ulanim. He became involved in satanic cult ritual on which the play is based. The dream of Karl Marx was a Satanist dream, the elimination of all religions and especially Christianity. Marx said religion is the opium of the people, or the masses. In terms of evolution, Darwin's Origin of Species in 1859 teaches that man evolved from animals, inferring there is no creator. Karl Marx was fond of the writings of Charles Darwin and used it to attack Christianity. That book. Some Christians believe in evolution and that God used evolution. They're called theistic evolutionists, and you can't have come to our conferences for the last 22 years or 21 years and not have understood what that means. I was taught theistic evolution at Westmont College by my professor of zoology. I didn't buy into it. I raised my hand and I said, Dr. Frost, the Bible says the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into him the breath of life, and man became a living soul. How do you explain that? he tried to explain it away, a symbolic or descriptive way of expressing what creation was about. A figurative way of doing so. But he believed in threshold evolution, where God started the evolutionary ball rolling and then stepped out periodically on a threshold and tweaked it so it would keep doing what it wanted it to do. That basically was his view of theistic evolution. Thankfully, I didn't buy it. Some of my classmates did. Had a professor at that same school, Dr. Hubbard, David Hubbard, who became the Fuller Seminary president later on, who made the statement that you don't want to make the Bible an idol. He warned against bibliolatry. He said these words, "Our fellowship is not around the Bible. Our fellowship is around Jesus Christ." My thought as an 18-year-old was, well, how do I know anything about Jesus Christ except through the Bible? I wasn't idolizing the Bible. It was a source of information about Christ. He might have had a grain of truth in there, but it certainly didn't do students my age any good to hear what he said. It diminished the Bible. I was in a reunion of that class, 1959 class at Westmont College. I had a friend named Dale O'Neill. Dale O'Neill was the son of a pastor who became the dean of Talbot Seminary later on, Glenn O'Neill. And as I walked into Curra Hall, I ran into him. And he recognized me, and Dave Nicolas, what'd you end up doing? I said, well, I became president of a college and a pastor. And, oh, you went that direction, huh? I said, yeah. I said, what'd you do? Oh, I became a psychologist. I said, are you still a biblicist? He said, no. I can't help but think that some of the things that were planted in his mind at Westmont College by the professors we had, didn't do him any good. However, people who do not believe in God will use evolution to explain how there is no creator God. God used a design and geometry in nature and in creation that proves his existence. We hear about that every time our friends come for our Alpha Mega conference. The psalmist says the heavens are declaring the glory of God. We see God's glory all around when we look at creation up here. What about communism under Lenin? He led the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917. Writing on socialism and religion, he agreed with Marx that religion is the opiate of the people. Religion is a sort of spiritual booze in which slaves of capitalism drown their human image, their demand for a life more or less worthy of man. In Lenin's words, the yoke of religion that weighs upon mankind is merely a product and reflection of the economic yoke within society. It seemed equally clear to Lenin why the capitalists turned to religion. They are taught by religion to practice charity while on earth, thus offering them a very cheap way of justifying their entire existence as exploiters and selling them at a moderate price tickets to well-being in heaven. That's how he rationalized his viewpoint. And they still think that way. Nazism. Well, that was the National Socialism of Adolf Hitler. He wrote the Third Reich. Hitler wanted to create a 1,000-year empire to follow the Holy Roman Empire, which existed from 843 to 1806 AD, and the Second German Empire, 1871 to 1918 AD. The swastika symbol is a crooked or broken cross. In Greek, it means lucky charm. Nazism is based on anti-Semitism developed from a euthanasia movement, pan-German Aryanism, and social Darwinism. Albert Speer, the first architect of the Third Reich, minister of armaments under the Pergamum altar. I should say he used the Pergamum altar as a design pattern for the Zeppelin Tribune, 1934 to 37. That was where the Fuhrer's pulpit, Hitler's pulpit, was in the center of the Tribune. Even today we hear those who hate President Trump referred to as a Nazi. Doesn't fit at all. They have no idea what they're talking about. Then there's totalitarianism. Hitler and Stalin. If you don't know what that term means, here's what it is. It's a political system where the state, usually under the control of a single political person, faction, or class, recognizes no limits to its authority and strives to regulate every aspect of public and private life wherever feasible. There are attempts to do that right now in California. Because our esteemed governor has decided to take the socialism route. Totalitarianism is generally characterized by coincidence of authoritarianism, where ordinary citizens have no significant share in the state decision making. We're losing our share here in California. They've ruled us out by adding a liberal part of the state to our district. An ideology, a pervasive scheme of values promulgated by institutional means to direct most, if not all, aspects of public and private life. Look at New York, with our socialistic, communistic governor now, I should say mayor, that was just elected. Look at Virginia, where the same thing is happening. She lied to get in, and then she showed her true colors. Totalitarianism, Hitler and Stalin. Totalitarianism regimes or movements maintain political power through an all-encompassing propaganda disseminated through the state-controlled mass media. Got that? State-controlled mass media. A single party that is often marked by personality cultism, control over the economy, regulation and restriction of speech, mass surveillance, and widespread use of state terrorism. Marxism and socialism are forms of communism which lead to totalitarianism, including fascism. Totalitarianism says the dictator is God. And you know what? Remember who Saddam Hussein was? How many remember Saddam Hussein? Okay, our younger students don't. He was in Iraq. We captured him. Saddam Hussein was a student of Marxist communism and of Hitler and Nazism. Then we have secular humanism. When I was at USC, in my graduate program, I heard a lot of this stuff. What's its origin? Secular humanism, as an organized philosophical system, is relatively new, but its foundations can be found in the ideas of classical Greek philosophers such as Stoics and Epicureans, as well as in Chinese Confucianism. These political views looked to human beings rather than gods to solve human problems. Secular humanism. We have the answer. There's a spark of goodness in all of us, and if we just get them educated well enough, we'll be fine. That was a big lie. I was taught that at USC. I can remember professors saying that at USC. I got so sick of it, I decided not to pursue my doctorate in a secular school. I went back. I said, I got to get back in God's Word. So I went to Grace Seminary with John Whitcomb, and he was my doctoral advisor. Secular humanism says that man is God, does not either believe in God, atheist, or does not care about God, agnostic. Secular humanism is listed in the dictionary as a religion. By saying there is no God, they turn man into a god and make themselves God, breaking one of the Ten Commandments, thou shalt have no other God before me. And I've known people who have gone to secular colleges who believe just that. They make themselves into gods, and they decide if they want to believe what the Bible says or not, and if they don't agree, they say, that's not, my God wouldn't do that. They've conjured up their own idea of God. The American Humanist Association, founded in 1941, that was about the beginning of World War II, the year I was born, has a humanist manifesto with periodic updates. Then there's liberation theology. These are the things we're fighting against. All right, we see them crop up every now and then. Liberation theology is an attempt to interpret Scripture through the plight of the poor. It's basically humanistic in doctrine. It originated in South America in the 1950s when Marxism was making great gains among the poor because of its emphasis on the redistribution of wealth. As a theology, it has strong Catholic roots, but was criticized by the Catholic hierarchy from Pope John Paul on down because of its Marxist leanings. However, a more recent pope pretty much was a Marxist himself. They accuse liberation theologians of supporting violent revolutions and outright Marxist class struggle. They were right on that. Then there's black liberation theology. The guy who represents that best is James H. Cone. He wrote a book on it. And liberation theology has now moved from the poor in South America to the poor blacks in North America. Black liberation theology is now being preached in the black community. It's the same Marxist, revolutionary, humanistic philosophy found in South American liberation. And Jeremiah Wright, who was Obama's pastor, was an advocate of this particular viewpoint and was a follower of James Cone. So, liberation theology has no more claim to a scriptural basis. And as I said, Barack Obama's pastor, Reverend Jeremiah Wright, catapulted black liberation theology onto the national stage. James Cone is its chief architect, and through a book entitled A Black Theology of Liberation, published in 1970, developed it as a theological system. And he, at the time I wrote this, was at Union Theological Seminary, one of the most liberal, anti-biblical seminaries in the country, along with Colgate Rochester Divinity School in New York. Well, black liberation theology focuses primarily on the African American community with its goal to make Christianity real for blacks. The primary error in black liberation theology is its focus, which attempts to emphasize liberation from social injustice in the here and now rather than in the afterlife. Jesus taught the exact opposite. He said, "My kingdom is not of this world," in John 18:36. Have blacks been treated unjustly and unfairly? Absolutely. Unequivocally, incontrovertibly. I saw it firsthand when I was traveling with John MacArthur in the South in 1967 and 68. I saw how blacks were treated by the Southerners who thought they were way, way beneath them. I saw drinking fountains that only were to be used by whites and not blacks. I saw churches that wouldn't let Dolphus Worry, the guy that I brought out to LA Baptist to play basketball, into the church. In that church was a pastor who felt so bad about what was happening, he himself ran down the hallway of the second story and crashed through the glass window and killed himself. He felt so bad. Dolphus Worry could not go in that church. I was sitting in a restaurant one time. We came back through there. We stopped to see Dolphus and Rosie. And we were sitting in a restaurant. And we had catfish. And Rosie couldn't eat all of her. She said, Dr. Nicolas, would you like to have my catfish? I said, sure. People around us were horrified that I'd eat off a plate of a black person. I'd be driven myself by a black person into a gas station, and the guy would tell me, now, we got to be careful, this guy's a member of the Klan. He came out, looked at me with this black person driving me. I mean, if looks could kill, I'd be dead. Absolute hatred emanated from his eyes. I saw it firsthand. MacArthur saw it too. We could not believe it. We went to a Sunday school in Jackson, Mississippi, a Baptist church. We got there early and went to the adult class. On that trip, there were 5 of us. We walked in. They were just gooey sweet. Southern hospitality just oozing from every cell in their body. And then they asked, why are you here? Well, we're here to help John Perkins in Mendenhall, Mississippi, with his ministry there, to help the black people. Oh, man, they turned it off like a faucet. Their attitude absolutely changed. That was back before we made a lot of progress, but that was in 67 and 68. And I was there when King was shot. MacArthur had forgotten his license. The night before, as we left the Voice of Calvary evening service, in pure darkness, there were no lights in the Mendenhall quarter, the black quarter of Mendenhall, and the sheriff stopped us. Red light came on. He was watching us. He thought we were civil rights workers. MacArthur forgot his license. He couldn't produce it. He said, I want to see you guys in my office at 10 o'clock the next morning. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. So we showed up, all 5 of us. We walked in. The news was blaring the murder of Martin Luther King. And believe it or not, the deputies were just jumping around, hollering, praising God, jubilating over the death of King. We didn't join in. And then the sheriff came out with his little tag, Sheriff Willis. These are his very words. We know why we're here. You step out of line one time, and we'll take care of you, legal-like. He threatened to beat us with a belt. He says, my daddy was sheriff of this town for 25 years, and my grandfather before him. Well, thankfully, MacArthur produced his license, and they let us go. But that's what it was like back then. I saw it firsthand. Most of us in this part of the country couldn't believe it. So they have been unjustly and unfairly treated. Unfairly. But a lot of that's changed. We've come a long ways. But to go back to the Jim Crow days is not appropriate. Like one of our heads of the Senate said, that's in the past. Very few people feel that way now, even in the South. Should the gospel result in the end of racism, discrimination, prejudice, and inequality? Absolutely. Just read Galatians 2:20. You know what that says. Is deliverance from social injustice a core principle of the gospel? No. It's not a core principle, but they've made it so. How do we battle these ideologies? Well, Ephesians 4:14 tells us that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. In other words, stop being spiritual babies, spiritual infants. Grow up. Don't be tricked by every false doctrine that is led by cunning people waiting to trick you. There's a lot of them out there. But if you stick with God's word, if you study it, you know how to interpret it properly, you will be safe. by being diligent students of the Word and seeking God, we can be protected from Satan's attacks. We also can defend our faith from attack. So, how do we battle these ideologies? By knowing and sound doctrine of the Bible. We can defeat these attacks on Christ, on Christianity and Christians. We must not be weak. We must be built up on a solid foundation, line upon line, precept upon precept, because Jesus Christ is the chief cornerstone and is our firm foundation. And we must remember the Word of God is a double-edged sword. We must be ready to defend what we believe. And that's it, folks.
Thank you.
So you don't hear that too often from a pulpit. But I feel so strongly about this, I decided I'm going to bring the first message in Alpha Mega and present at least part one of this. Because time has come when people just don't understand what's going on. And we're sitting ducks to be deluded. Well, let's pray. Father, thank you for your word and for the clarity it gives us in terms of analyzing current events. Maybe be like the sons of Issachar, who knew and understood the times and knew what to do. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.